juniors, we wanted to kind of catch you up on the college counseling boot camp from this week. So our hope is that we can share this video with you and that you can get some insight as to the many things that we did over the course of this very busy and productive week. At any point, if you have a question, feel free to contact your college counselor, and you can set up a virtual appointment if you're unable to attend or be back at the school on campus or in person. If that's what's best, we easily can make that work, and we can walk you through any piece and part of this. Hopefully we can clear some of the questions up for you in this video, but if not, just know you're always welcome to reach out to any college counselor, although we encourage you to first catch up with your college counselor, of course. So, with that being said, the first thing we covered was social media. In many cases, most of the students already had recognized that colleges will look at social media as part of admissions, right? As a part of reviewing the admissions application, right? Some schools hire people just to look at social media accounts. So I'm pretty passionate about this, especially in the classroom. I was getting real feisty about it in regards to saying, like, yeah, I don't care if you think your account's private. They will look at it, and this has affected admissions. This has affected scholarship. Even sometimes it's disciplinary action here at St. Ed's. So I guess to simplify that whole speech for you, it is your character. Colleges are looking to build a community. They want to see who you are. So your character is just incredibly important in that process, and they want to know more about you. So protect your brand, protect who you are out there in the world of social media, and just be really aware about the things you post. Pretty much anything is fair game, although anything within your high school career especially. However, as you begin to start your college applications, I would really take some time to think about how far they're going to go back in this process, especially in the college application process in regards to looking up your social media accounts. And that's everything. I know there's questions about what it might be. So pretty much all things, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever, Instagram, whatever it might be. So Twitter, all the stuff. So just keep that in mind as you post or like things on social media. Right, and then I know Mr. Ridden's going to talk to you about the Common App.
Right. Did you mention the screenshot?
Oh no, I forgot. I can't believe I did. I was telling the class actually. I was telling your class in person about how we've had situations, and even this year, where somebody basically takes a screenshot and then sends it to admissions, if you will. And so a lot of the students were questioning whether colleges really could access your account in regards to like private accounts and things like that. And I assured them many of the situations we've dealt with in the past, that's been the case. Actually, I had a student that lost a full ride scholarship, and it was because it was a private account. However, the screenshot thing we have found to also be something that happens, that students or other people are taking screenshots and then sending that information off to the colleges. So I think it's just all around good advice to say, like, be really, just be aware about how you're being represented or who you want to represent out there in the world of social media.
Great. So yeah, the common application. So we had all of the juniors create a common application account this week in the boot camp. So you will go to, attached to this video will be the common application cheat sheet that Ms. Watts created, and it has all of the information you need for creating the account and filling out the account, including class size, rank, none, information like that. So, but first you'll go to Common App with 2 P's .org, commonapp.org, and create your account. Now, it's really important that you use your SEHS email when you're creating that account. If you use a personal email, we cannot send the transcript and other documents to the school. They just won't match up. We had somebody do that for the first time this year, and it was a nightmare. So don't do that. Use your SEHS email. The other thing is, when you're creating the account, please slow down. So it's not that we think you don't know your own birthday, but when you're flying through those keys and sometimes you put in the wrong birth year, it's really difficult to fix. So just slow down, do a good job. And to reiterate what Mrs. Gould said, if you need help, you have questions, reach out to your college counselor and let us help you. So, but the Common App is very simple, pretty straightforward. You're going to need some help from your parent or parents with some of the information. I think that's about it. So, did I miss anything?
That's pretty much everything.
I think that's it.
Oh, email your college counselor your password. Did you say that?
Yes, no, I did not, but that is in the instructions. But email your college counselor your password so that in August, when we bring you back into the senior boot camp and we ask you to open up your common application and you say, I don't remember my password, then we'll just have you search the emails because you'll have done that. The teacher letters. I do want to mention that we also ask the students to go and ask a junior year teacher for a letter of recommendation for next year. So this would be a formal letter of recommendation that would go with your college application, not with your college application, but your college letter of recommendation from your counselor and your transcript, and go directly to the college or university to which you're applying. So if you're remote, you obviously are not going to be asking them in person, but you can send them an email and explain that you're remote and ask them if they would please write you a letter of recommendation. And once they say, I'd be delighted, then we can walk you through the electronic request in Naviance. You do need to log into Naviance and make sure that you're not having any issues, because they did something last summer and our guys had a hard time logging in. And if that happens, email your college counselor and we can just quickly reset you. Once you've asked a teacher through email, then reach out to your college counselor and we'll give you just very quick instructions for how to request that teacher letter of recommendation electronically through Naviance. And now Mrs. Gould is going to talk about the extracurricular resume.
Yes, I think one of the key things throughout this whole process is going to be communicating with your college counselor. And I know this year has brought in all sorts of challenges, but I will say communication doesn't seem to necessarily be one of them. We have many ways. You can easily call, message, email, set up a virtual appointment, set up an in-person appointment, whatever it is that you want to do throughout this process. Because I know we're throwing a lot at you. Most of it's going to be pretty simple for you to start with, but as you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. With that being said, you are going to see that I emailed you, your entire class actually. I shared with you a Google Doc that basically says resume template. You are going to want to copy that template. You're going to want to save it using your last name, maybe last name / resume, so Gould resume, whatever it might be for you. And then you're going to want to share it, again, communicating, share that with your college counselor. That gives us the opportunity to look at everything you've noted in regards to extracurricular activities, but then also to make recommendations and to have access to help you edit it as you use that within the next year and a half for whatever capacity, whether that is admission, scholarship, whatever that might be. So we are going to encourage you to, as soon as you can, as soon as you have time, really to take that resume template, again, copy it, save it using your last name, and then sharing it, which is the thing we really want you to do, share it with your college counselor, and then just put in as much information as you can. If you're questioning, should I add this, should I not add it, let us tell you what to do beyond that. It's easier for you to add everything and for us to say, oh, you know what, why don't you continue to tell us more about this, or you know what, you probably don't need that. Anything within your high school career, anything here at St. Ed's, so if it's athletics, clubs, organizations, band, anything you've done within our community, community service like Labra, the community meal, anything like that, and then anything you've done within your high school career outside of St. Ed's. So if you are an altar server, or if you're doing particular things with your parish or the parish festival, or whatever communities you have outside of St. Ed's and you're actively involved in, you're welcome to add all of that to the resume. Like I said, let us help you format it and figure out what you want and don't want. At this point, we just want you to add in as much as possible. So keep share it with your college counselor. All right.
Okay, the essay. So we are very excited because Jim Kubaki on February 21st at 2 p.m. So this is a Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. in the Commons is going to conduct a college essay workshop. He is very, very good. He did this for us before, and he was so excellent that we're delighted that he said yes again. So we will live stream this. You're welcome to come in person. That's why we chose the Commons. So it's big enough that we can accommodate, you know, if a large number of juniors come, we can accommodate you. And then we will also live stream it and record it, and so you can watch it either live and ask questions, or you can watch it later on. To wrap up a few things, this is Ms. Watts, and she's going to talk about testing and PSATs.
Hi, fellas. So if you were, in theology class when we were doing it in person, you will remember that we passed out your PSAT booklets, so your actual tests and your test score report. So for those of you who maybe weren't there during your theology class but have come back to school since, or if you're just fully remote, feel free to email me or come see me to get your booklet. So if you are back in school, come see me. I will give you your booklet so that you have access to what is the access code for Khan Academy, which allows for you to do free test prep. So it builds your test prep for you off of your PSAT score. So it's super instinctive, it's super intuitive, it's really awesome. But if you are fully remote, just shoot me an email. And I will look at your, score report, give you your access code so that you can still do it without necessarily having your booklet with you. So, however, whichever one is easiest for you, just please email me or come see me, and I can help you with that. And then just talking about testing in general. So, obviously, and if any of you have siblings or friends that are seniors this year, you might have noticed that with COVID-19, testing was a little different for our seniors. So, a lot of colleges, I would say, majority of colleges went what we call as test optional, which means students did not have to send their test scores. And that was because obviously with COVID-19, just tests in general were canceled. The places were just locked, everyone was locked down, right? So people couldn't test as much as they normally would. So a lot of our seniors were able to apply as test optional. Unfortunately for your class, we don't necessarily know what it's going to look like. Colleges are still, I think, kind of in that waiting game of trying to figure out what they might do for your senior year and your application year. So how we're moving forward is if you were going to test, right? So that's why we encourage you to do the test prep. So use Khan Academy with the PSAT score, or Kaplan also has a partnership with the ACT that you can use for free test prep. Any way you can do some test prep and get yourself prepared, I would definitely say do that. And then don't forget that you also want to get yourselves registered for the ACT and the SAT. Keep in mind you will be taking an in-school SAT on, I think it's Wednesday, April 13th, whatever day April 13th is. You'll be taking that in school. Please note you don't have to do any registration for that. We do all that in-house that day. So your parents don't have to worry about doing anything for that. But then make sure, at this point, I think there's going to be an ACT in March and an SAT in March. I think, I don't have it in front of me. Maybe. I don't remember where they are.
February's ACT.
February's the ACT and then
April,
March.
Our ACT.
And then March is the SAT. Sorry, see, this is what happens. Okay. Either way, look into trying to take those tests, beforehand if possible. If not, definitely look into taking them in June. If you had your college conference already, we definitely talked about that, created a plan. If you have not had your college conference, this is where I get to plug in sign up for your college conference. If you haven't done so yet, if you know you're scheduled for the next couple weeks, awesome, we'll talk about that. But if you're not scheduled and I don't know what that is, please reach out to your college counselor, because that's where we, can create your plan for testing and talking about what you're interested in and the colleges you might want to apply to and all that good stuff. So that's my little plug for that.
I think the testing thing, the dates and everything, aren't they on Power School?
They should be, but I'll put it on Power School again because it's probably buried.
And our sign-up geniuses, Mrs. Gould, Ms. Watts, Ms. O'Riordan. Our sign-up geniuses are on Power School as well. Or you could just email, you know, your college, one of us, whoever your college counselor is, and we'll send you the link, and you can do it that way. Mr. Morton, of course, will be conducting all of his conferences at the very end of January and going through February. And he will contact you directly. And of course, as usual, if you need an appointment outside of those sign up geniuses, something after school, evenings, weekends, whatever, reach out to your college counselor and explain that none of those times will work for you, and we'll work out a time that does. Anything else, counselors?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon.